Do you want to go from this to this? Well, what's up guys, my name's Hi-Def, and today I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. Today we're going to look at 5 different methods of pulling people off the edge of the map with Spider-Man. We're going to start with the most basic level tech, which is a classic ledge pull, and go to the most advanced tech, so that way you can gain the most momentum possible and pull people super long distances. It's a great way to turn a fight for your team, but it's also incredibly satisfying to hit in game. It has taken me quite a few hours in the practice range to actually be able to pull this off in game. In my opinion, I think it's well worth the investment because it's just a lot of fun, but to each their own on it. If you guys do find this video helpful, I would really appreciate a subscribe if you want to see more future content. We did just hit 100 subs, so thank you to all of you that have already, but without further ado, let's get into it. The first one we're going to take a look at is the normal ledge pull. This is obviously the easiest one to pull off since you aren't moving at a high rate of speed, but it does come at a higher risk of dying since you're standing still. The ledge pull is important to learn because it's going to teach you the timing of the double jump. The double jump is what keeps you in the air long enough in order to get back to the map safely. It's super easy to get down. I bet you'll get this in about 5 to 10 minutes of doing this in the practice range. But all you're going to do is you're going to come up to this ledge right here, pretend it's the edge of the map, and you're going to jump, hit your pull in, and then jump again. So jump, pull in, jump again, and you can keep doing this over and over again. Just jump, pull in, jump again. If you double jump too quickly, you'll obviously have nothing to keep you suspended in the air, and you'll just fall right off the edge of the map, so getting that timing down is important. Second method that we're going to look at is the bunny hop. The bunny hop is nice because it's quite easy to hit and it keeps you moving at a higher rate of speed, which just makes you a harder target to hit. If you've been playing Spider-Man for a little while, you probably already know how to bunny hop. But just in case you don't, you're going to hop into your Spider-Man settings, make sure that you have automatic swing turned off. With automatic swing turned off, it enables you to zip to a point on the ground in front of you. When you do that ground zip, it gives you a little flip animation at the end, so we're going to cancel that with a web cluster. And then as you touch the ground after your web cluster, you just jump. And that's what gives you the bunny hop. And you can continue to jump and to continue to carry your momentum, and you fling yourself off the edge of the map and then pull the target with you. So I like to practice that right here in the practice range. Just bunny hop off the edge, hit your pull the target with you. It's pretty easy. You'll get this within, I'd say probably an hour or so of practicing this to get it consistently, and then you'll just start taking it into the game and messing around with it. The third method that we're going to take a look at is the uppercut. The uppercut will allow you to carry people a further distance than the bunny hop does. There's 2 important things to note when using the uppercut method. The first is you do have to be on higher ground than what you're zipping to in order to bounce off the ground with an uppercut. The second is there's a small delay after you use your uppercut before you can actually hit your pull in. In order to get rid of that delay, we need to do an animation cancel with a web swing between. So it's going to be uppercut, web swing, pull in in order to get rid of that delay. I like to practice that right here in the range on these 2 standing still targets, and then you can even move back there and practice it on the moving ones. You can see with using the uppercut method, it pulls people a lot further than just the bunny hop does. Now the fourth method that we're going to cover is how to use that same uppercut tech that we just learned, but do it from a flat surface rather than an elevated one. In order to do this, it does only work on keyboard and mouse, so I apologize controller players, but you go into your keybind settings, make sure that you have your jump bound to scroll wheel up, and your amazing combo or your uppercut bound to scroll wheel click in. You can either do it going this way and practice on moving targets, or going this way and practice on stationary ones, but you're just going to zip to a point on the ground in front of you, click in the scroll wheel and scroll up at the same time, and that gives you a nice little fling. And then you combine that with the animation cancel that we just learned, and it's a really good way to pull people if you got stuck, but you get the gist there. The last and most advanced method that we're going to talk about is basically a combination of everything. We're going to do the bunny hop into an uppercut with the animation cancel pull in at the end. It's 7 keys in total, so don't be upset with yourself if your fingers just aren't finding the right keys at first. It took me probably 3 days of practicing this in the range before I even felt comfortable attempting this in a game, and probably another couple days before I actually hit this in game. But After you learn this, it's definitely the most reliable in my opinion, and you can do it from anywhere. You can do it from an elevated surface, you can do it from flat ground, it doesn't really matter, and it gives you a massive amount of distance. First, I'm going to show you what this looks like full speed, and then we'll break it down into parts. So that's full speed. You can see that you go so far that your pulling actually stops before you stop moving. Now we're going to break this down into 3 different steps so you can practice. The first step is just the bunny hop. The bunny hop has slightly different timing than a normal one. You're actually going to jump before you touch the ground, so that way you get kind of this floating bounce. Once you get the floating bounce down, you're going to do the same thing but put an uppercut behind it. The uppercut is where all of your distance is going to come from. So I would just do this back and forth down the range until you get used to hitting these keys. And then after that, you'll throw in your web pull-in animation cancel. I recommend just going back and forth and not actually practicing on targets at first. Just get used to hitting the keys in the correct sequence and getting the move down. And then once you get that, you can practice this direction for stationary targets and that direction for moving targets. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you found the video useful. I hope you learned something. As always, if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.